Hey, Dave LaCalli with HeadGames Motorworks, and today we are going to port a BMW N54 slated for the CNC and destined for records. Keep watching. You heard that right. I said world record. That's what we're going for here. This thing hasn't set a world record yet, but it will. I believe it because that's something that HeadGames does. So our buddy Joel Bolin sent this customer Karan to us. Karan's car is already fast. It's already making some jam, but he needs a little bit more cushion for the pushing to get him into the record holding zone, drag racing in his 335. So he came to HeadGames. We're going to fully port this thing in the CNC, but today we're going to port the intake and exhaust. We're going to get it so it's ready to get digitized. Matt's going to digitize and cut it. Be sure to keep watching because second episode of this build, we're going to show the parts, the valve job, the whole 9 yards. So let's get cracking. Let's get porting. I'm going to start showing you this just at the combustion chamber and the bowls. So the chamber, I don't see much advantage to doing anything to the chamber because really the gasket is so tight to the chamber. I don't want to mess with that. That becomes a problem even if you touch it. Now the big gains are really going to be in the bowl side here. So this right now is at 88% from the bottom of the seat into this really choked up area here. And it's actually 84% on the exhaust side. So there's a lot to pick up here and here just by opening up the percentage of the size of the valve that the bowl is at. Nothing exciting about this exhaust port. I guess it would be exciting if we made it this big, but we're not going to make it this big. So this is for the gasket. It has like one of them little donut things. And the port is all the way back here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this wall over. I'm going to make this a fin. We're going to make sure that this divider is not pointy. So we're going to blunt it and we're going to move both walls over. Keep the shape though. So you want to keep this a circle because a circle is one of the best shapes an exhaust port can be. Intake port has a gigantic divider that we are going to narrow down, and we're going to bring a very small fin all the way out here. We're going to keep the shape, but again, we're going to move the wall over, and you can see, look at that. See? Using the HeadGames burr, you see how that radius stays that radius. And that's what you want to do. If you use a smaller burr, the problem is that you have to keep that shape. You got to try to make that shape. Whereas here, you use the HeadGames burr, and boom, it's there. You don't have to worry about it. No shaping. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to move the walls over and get the cross-sectional area where I want it and keep it moving. All right, this intake port is ready to sand. You see, here's my fin here. Made a fin on the roof of the port, made a fin on the floor of the port. Now, what you've seen on me doing the bowl side, I would not suggest doing that if you're a novice because that's a lot of control and you can mess up really, really fast and mess up the head, mess up the grinder, mess up a lot of things. But I just happen to have a lot of control because I've been doing it for 30 years, and that's kind of scary because you can mess up the grinder, you can mess up the burr, you can mess up everything, including the cylinder head, very, very quickly, because that burr does not care. It is the honey badger of burrs. It will not give a shit what's in front of it, and it's going to rip everything up. So don't do that. Just because I did it doesn't mean you should do it. But I did it because you can use that burr not only for the size, but for the shape. And I think I've said this many times before, a lot of different videos. So when you use the burr as the tool and you're using the correct size for what you're trying to do, it makes it a lot easier to shape. So now that thing is round where it wasn't round before. Now it's round because I was using a round burr and I made it in with that round burr, and I didn't have to do so much shaping. I just had to kind of, well, yeah, I still had to shape it, but I was using the burr itself as my guide. Speaking of using the burr, here's a perfect example. As soon as I flipped over the exhaust, I noticed this. You see, this is the 1/2" burr, and it barely fits in here. That means that this is the burr I'm going to use. And I'm going to widen this right here, and I'm going to widen this right here in order to make this so it just fits perfectly. It's going to fit so, not snug, I'm going to make it so it fits very widely. That's the route you have to go. All right, enough of me yapping. Time to do the exhaust. Isn't she beautiful? Well, not yet. I didn't sand it yet. This is ready for sanding though. I ported this whole area. As you can see, I opened up right here, so that way I can fit my burr in here. I opened it up right here, and I opened all the way up in here. So you want to widen the area around the short turn and bring it all the way out here. Notice that I did not make this circumference really any bigger. And I will say also that it's really hard to shape this and keep the shape of that circle. I just want to say that again. Guys, you have to do it in steps. You have to do it one side, bring it other side, and then do the center, so that way it stays a circle. One thing that should be mentioned is that when I go to sand this cylinder head, I am going to switch over to my Cleco air grinder. And I'm going to go to my Cleco air grinder because it is much more stable for sanding, but also the air comes out the front of it. So a front exhaust, it blows all the chips away from me, and I'm going to use the 60 grit cartridge roll. I decided not to bore you with another music video of just me sanding. Instead, it's all sanded, it's ready to rock. Now it's time to turn it over to Matt on the CNC. All right, so now Matt has started the digitizing process, and it's not easy because the N54 has a lot to worry about when you're putting it in a machine, and you worry about the machine colliding with the cylinder head during the digitizing process and during cutting. So what Matt did was he digitized all of the geometry, or all of the blockage, all of the things that are hanging off the cylinder head, in order to make that into a collision geometry, and then he was able to start digitizing the ports itself. right, Matt's got this thing all digitized. All the collision geometry is set, and now it's time to cut. Keep watching. All right, look at that exhaust port, looking delicious. You'll notice that the divider is not razor sharp. Matt was able to make sure that we kept that feature and we don't have to blend it. You are seeing the valve guides installed in this because, well, I'm a bad boy and I did not video this right after I came out of the CNC, but that is going to be on the next video. So make sure that you subscribe so you can see that, or make sure you watch it because I'm going to show the guide install and the valve job. Valve job's not done yet, but we are going to look at the rest of this head. Here we got the combustion chambers. As I mentioned, that we were not going to touch this. The valve job has not been completed yet. The guides are in it, but the bowls look really, really good. Now you'll notice also on the bottom of here, it's not touched. So you don't want to make it so big that it cleans up everywhere. You can't do that all the time, especially on this. The angle of that to blend it in would hurt it. It's not going to help it. It actually will hurt it. So we can blend it in after valve job, but most of the time it would hurt it if you do. And I know it's a hard time to figure out, like, how the hell is that possible, Dave? Well, you know what? I truly believe that some things the flow bench will lie to you. This is not one of them. You can't blend that in. See, they're welding all these ports, all these water ports are actually going to get welded up, and we had to weld this one up, and we're making a different hole because this is how the cylinder head gets water. So if we weld this completely up and didn't make a new hole, then that would be a bad time. But all these are going to get welded up, and they get welded up because, well, if you blow a head gasket, you do not want the water from this going underneath the car, especially as fast as these things are. You don't want to do that. So they do run water through the head, but they just run it separately. It's separate through the head and separate through the block, and that's how you make some jam, and you do so safely so you don't wreck the car from water going underneath the car. And the intake port also looking delicious. You'll notice again, divider not razor sharp. There's airflow there, guys. You don't want a sharp edge because that's how they crack. And there's actually airflow to be had. You can see here Matt was able to get the fin, comes off of that, on the floor and on the roof. And this thing is ready for some records. All right, that's gonna do it for us today, but on the next video, we're gonna show the guide install, we're gonna show the valve job, we're gonna show the parts, we're gonna show milling, we're gonna show the whole rest of the build. So make sure you guys subscribe because you're gonna wanna see the rest of it. Doodles. HeadGames!